Many of us will have received a present yesterday, maybe, perhaps, that you don't exactly really like. Is it okay, though, to pass it on to someone else at a later date as a gift? Do you really? Lots of people do. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts of regifting with the thrift blogger Jane Hanson and the etiquette expert William Hanson. They both have exactly the same surname, spelt exactly the same way, but you're not related. You just met 5 minutes ago outside the breakfast studio.
It's the best surname to have.
It is, obviously the in one of the day, it has to be said. Thank you both very much for coming in, especially so early on Boxing Day morning. I guess, where do you both stand on this, first of all? Jane, what about you? Is it okay to pass on a gift to somebody else as a gift?
Yeah, well, personally, I don't do it, but I do get it. So, yes, I think in certain circumstances it is. Yeah, even though I don't personally do it, for fear, actually, that I'll just give the present that I've got to someone that gave it to me.
That happened once in our family. Absolute
fear, yes. It's the dread and fear of doing that thing that stops me. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I think it is.
OK. William?
I wouldn't really encourage it. I actually, with anything that you get given, to then sort of think, well, I think this is cheap, nasty and awful, but here, you might like this.
Right.
I think that doesn't really, if you don't like it, why are you then giving it on? Now, with certain things, if it was a generic box of chocolates, sort of a well-known box or brand of chocolates that you can get in pretty much any supermarket or shop, OK, you might have received several of those over the course of Christmas, and maybe to give that later on, maybe as a hostess gift or something, is fine.
OK. So if someone comes, it often happens, doesn't it? Someone will come, maybe you invite friends around for dinner, someone will bring a bottle of wine, you don't particularly like that, whatever, and then you take it on to someone else.
Yeah, people don't think of it in the same way, but that's exactly what it is, really. And you're just you're passing it on to someone that may have a use for it. If you can't use it yourself, then you're passing it on. You know, I also write a lot about customer service and consumer rights, and I get contacted a lot of the time around this time of year for refunds and exchanges and advice and things. But if you can't do something, so yeah, on my blog on ladyjanie.co.uk, then I advise various things to do. But if you can't use something and you can't take it back, you can't get a refund, you can't get an exchange, then what are you going to do with it? It's just nice to be able, if you think, oh, such and such would really like this, it doesn't necessarily need to be tat or whatever. It can be something nice, and you think, oh, they'd really appreciate it. Or you might have two. You might have 2 or 3 of the same things. And so then you think, we pass it on nicely then.
Is it better, William, if you really don't like something, rather than passing it on just to get rid of it and throw it away?
No, I think throwing it away in the bin is a bit wasteful. I would suggest perhaps giving it to charity, but I would suggest you go to a charity shop at least 30 miles away from the person's house that gave it to you initially.
In case they bought it from
you don't want to
shop.
offend them. They might have put some effort into it. OK, they might have got you a particular brand of wine. I used to get brought or given at Christmas and at dinners wine. I didn't used to drink for many years, and so your friends turn up and they mean well, but you think, really, this is an empty and slightly hollow gift that you've given me. You haven't put much thought into it.
But that's funny, isn't it? Because it's often thought of as thoughtless as regifting. But is it really? Because you have to obviously put a lot of thought into who you give it to, because you might be giving it to someone that gave it to you. Yeah. But also you think of the present and think, oh, someone likes this kind of thing, and so it has to be thoughtful, and you're passing it on kind of with love. I know that's maybe sounds a little bit bizarre, but that's what you're doing. You have to be thoughtful about it rather than thoughtless.
So if you're saying, Jane, that it's okay, should you, if you keep them all in a cupboard or a drawer or whatever, should you put a post-it note on them so that you know who it came from in the first place?
Well, that's also the trauma, isn't it? Because you know, it's like you get so many things at Christmas, don't you? And well, various times of year, and you've got to keep a track of. And how long do you keep a track of who bought what at what time? It's quite important. So yeah, post-it note in a drawer might be a good idea.
Well, several years ago, I noticed one of my friends, every time she was given a bottle of wine, in fact, we did it, she said, oh, I'll just write on it so I can remember. When we open it, we can think of you as we drink it. And then I noticed that she'd taken out a pencil, and she was writing in pencil. And it suddenly clicked. It was not because she wanted just to check what was happening and, you know, to remember us when she drank it. It was just so she didn't re-gift it back to us.
Do you think because we're British and there's a certain kind of etiquette, stiff upper lip, whatever, we're not very open about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's something that's becoming a thing. I think it's more socially acceptable now. as long as it's done appropriately
Okay.
and sensitively. But yeah, I think we've always been funny about, oh, well, you know, we've been given it, you know, we should be grateful for what we're given, etc.
Do you know what? I was just thinking, with the director saying we've got 30 seconds left, and I was just thinking maybe I should say if either of you had a present that you might re-gift, and then I thought possibly that's a bit unfair to put you on the spot just in case the person who gave it to you is watching. But
I had quite a funny story though that on my Instagram when I posted, I did a blog post about regifting. Someone posted that they had actually been given from Nana, because Nana always gets you the best presents, a big pair of pants, and she definitely will not be regifting those to anyone else. So there you go. It's a present you wouldn't regift is a big pair of pants.
Yes, don't regift underwear, please.
Don't
We don't
regift
want.
especially if they're
There are
particularly
limits
large pair of pants.
limits to regifting.
Yeah. Yes, we'll leave that there, I think, before
think
any of
that's
us get
better,
into
that's
trouble.
wise.
Thank you so much for coming in. We really do appreciate it. Jane Hanson and William Hanson, no relations, but who got on very well on the sofa, and it's great to see you both. Thank you very much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you.